I had a pitching coach one time tell me, especially when you're working with young pitchers, just keep it simple. When we're breaking down pitching mechanics, it really comes down to three main movements. And that's what I kind of like to explain to guys. There are really three main parts of your pitching motion. A lot of moving parts going on, but ultimately it comes down to these three main things. There is that stride to your target, a sideways turn, and a downward tilt. All right, that's it. Keep it simple, all right? Sideways or stride, turn, tilt. And gradually, we're gonna kind of piece that together and it's gonna get smoother, faster, more explosive. All right, but those are the three main elements of your pitching motion. That direction and drive towards your target, that sideways turn, downward tilt. Keep it simple. All right, so the first thing I usually like to do with a kid I've never worked before with a group of young pitchers is just helping them to understand the concept and the idea of the glove arm, throwing arm connection, understanding that they work together in your pitching delivery. What this glove arm does. A lot of times kids don't really understand this. You see kids who are kind of sloppy with their glove arm, don't get that lead arm into it, and it creates a lot of problems for them. What you want to help them understand is that what this arm does is going to have a big impact on this arm here. So if I'm pitching and I take this glove arm down early and it drops or I don't get it into it, a lot of times my arm's going to drop down. I'm not going to get up and be able to throw with power. Or if I swing this glove arm out, my arm's going to drag. I'm going to be putting more stress on my throwing arm, having to throw more all arm, and I'm also going to affect my control. A lot of times you'll end up throwing high if you get sloppy with this glove arm. So we just try to get them to understand the concept of getting that glove arm into it, get that glove arm up, and then how there's I like to explain to it, sometimes there's like a seesaw effect or a balance effect. You'll hear some guys talk about it as equal and opposite, where this arm goes, you want this arm to be doing kind of the same thing. All right, so some guys that might be a little bit higher with their glove arm, it'll be more like this. Some guys will be right here. But it's basically, you want to be having that relationship of balance between your glove arm and your throwing arm. So what I'll usually do to start off working with guys, and this is just without a ball, take the lower half out of it completely, get their toes pointed forward, start off with their hands together, turn and bring the arms up. Turn and bring the arms up. All right, and then we're going to turn and throw. And here we're working on that turning part of the pitching motion. That's where I tell the guys, all right, here we're going to work on that turning part that we talked about before. You got the stride. We're basically taking that out of it right now, working on that turning part and really focusing on getting that glove arm up, get that glove arm into it, turn and throw. Where exactly, here's where, you want to keep it simple. You don't need to give too much instruction here. You don't need to say, have your glove exactly here, have your glove exactly here, show the open part, show the closed part. It's mainly getting this glove arm elbow up. So some guys will be out here, some guys will be here, here. Doesn't really matter. Just get that glove arm up and then turn and throw. And that's where, as you turn to throw, that's where you can guide them, try to take that open part of your glove towards you as you turn and throw. But it's really just letting them get the feel for, okay, get that glove arm up, turn and throw, getting this connection between the glove arm and the throwing arm and working that way. Just a technical name, meaning you want to have torque or powerful turning power in your pitching motion. This one, we're basically focused on turning. And the focus here is more on your upper half. So just kind of watch me go through here, through my pitching, or through this motion here with this drill. I'm going to start off, feet about shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward, slight bend in my knees, glove in front of my chest, hands together. And from here, I'm going to turn, break my hands, and bring my arms up. Notice how I'm getting all the way turned so that my front shoulder is pointed towards my target. If you turn even a little more, that's fine. Getting that good turn, arms are coming up, and then from here, I'm going to roll my glove over and bring my glove elbow right down into my ribs as I turn and throw. Okay, so we're focusing on getting your glove arm and your throwing arm in sync, working together, but also working on good trunk rotation or shoulder rotation. So I like to think about replacing my front shoulder with my throwing shoulder. You don't want to stop and cut yourself short here like this. We want to get all the way through it. Okay, now just watch my glove for a couple times, because one of the big issues I see, and this is something I probably did as a young pitcher, Big issues that can put more stress on your throwing arm, cause inconsistency as a pitcher, is dropping or pulling the glove away. So this is what we don't want to do. Pulling my glove off to the side as I throw. You want to control your glove, especially that glove elbow, and bring it right in here so that elbow's coming down as you throw right into your side, glove right in front of your chest. All right, so let's go ahead and practice this. Get yourselves set up the right way. Foundation is important, so get your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward, a little bend in your knees, glove up in front of your chest, hands together, turn, get your arms up, turn and throw. We'll do a couple that way where we stop, just to make sure, I want to make sure everyone gets that down. Then we're going to go through it in one fluid motion. All right, get yourself started, a little bend in your knees, turn, get your arms up, turn and throw. Good. One more time. Get yourself set, a little bend in your knees, turn, get the arms up, turn and throw. All right, now just going through in one fluid motion. Turn and throw. Turn and throw. The main thing here is getting the arms working together. What you do with your glove arm is going to directly affect what happens with your throwing arm. So we want them in sync, working together. One thing you'll see a lot with young pitchers, with kids especially just learning to pitch, is a lot of times they don't set their feet very well. They're kind of back on their heels or flat-footed, or they're locked out with their legs, and that just makes it tough to get your legs and your hips into your pitching delivery. So what I would recommend, you see here, like when you get those toes pointed away from the body, you end up striding out with those hips unloaded right out of the gate instead of being nice and loaded up. So what I recommend instead is to make sure that your feet are positioned well. Make sure they get their feet set in such a way where their toes are kind of parallel, or even turn that front foot in a little bit, and then just getting a little hop up in the air and coming down in an athletic position. When you kind of catch yourself after that little hop, you're automatically in a good athletic position. They'll feel that, they'll feel balanced, stable, and that's kind of how you want to start out before you throw, to give yourself a good chance of having good balance and stability in your delivery. So just that little adjustment there, starting off in a good position, getting that little hop, getting in a good athletic position before you throw, before every time you throw a baseball, getting in that habit can make a really big difference for young ball players and young pitchers in terms of getting their lower half into their delivery and being a lot more balanced and stable when they pitch.